So how do we find the area of a rectangle? So first of all, let's just remember when we're talking about area, we're talking about the space inside, okay? Not the distance around the outside, because that's a length and that's called perimeter, but area is this space inside. So for a rectangle, it's nice and easy. Our formula equals length times breadth, so L times B. Okay, so L and B are just the two sides. So let's call this L and this B. It doesn't matter if we call this L and this B, because when we multiply them together, it doesn't matter what order we multiply. So all we're basically saying for squares and rectangles, take one side, multiply it by the other side. So in this case, the area equals 6 times 2, which equals 12. Now don't stop there, because don't forget we have to put the units in. Now this is 6 meters, this is 2 meters, but that is not correct because 12 meters is a length. We're looking for an area. I've got M times M here, so our area units are squared. So whenever you're writing the answer for area, whatever the units are, they will be squared. So the correct answer is the area of this rectangle is 12 meters squared. This side times this side. All right, what about something like this? Because you look at it and you go, that's not a rectangle or a square. How am I meant to work out the area for that? This is what we call a composite shape. In other words, it's a shape that's made up of a couple of other shapes. So I could break it down into two separate rectangles. Okay, rectangle 1 and rectangle 2. All I've got to do then is if I work out the area for rectangle 1 and 2 separately, when I add them together, I'll get the full area. Okay, so it wasn't a rectangle to start with, but now I've turned it into two rectangles. Let's do it. So the area for rectangle 1, now remember we said it's the length times the breadth, or in other words, one side times the other. 10 times 4 gives me 40. Don't forget the units, centimeters, and because it's an area, I have to square it. So the area of part 1 is 40 centimeters squared. Right, that's the space inside that rectangle. Let's do the same for rectangle 2. The area for number 2 is this side times this side to give me 12. Don't forget my units, 12 centimeters squared. So this bit is 12 centimeters squared. So the area for the whole thing, in other words, the area for the total of that shape is 40 plus 12 equals 52 centimeters squared. Great job. Sometimes though, you're just not given all the numbers, but you usually are given clues to figure it out. So in this one, I could look at it and go, I'm actually missing some numbers. I don't know what that length is. I don't know what that length is. There's no numbers for that one. But with these kind of questions, it's like a geometric crime scene and you're a detective. You've got to look for the clues and apply them and use a bit of logic and common sense to solve it. So let's have a look. First clue I'm looking for, and I should notice here, are these little double dash marks. We call the congruence marks. Congruence means the same. So what it means is this side is the same length as this side. They haven't written the number, but the double dash means wherever I see a double dash, it's the same length. So this must also be 3 millimeters. Okay, I don't know this distance along here, from here to here, but I can work it out because if that's 3 and this bit is 1, they added together give me this same length. So from there and there, if I add them together, I get 4. So that helps. I now know this bit is 4. Do I know this bit here? Well, if this from here to here is 3, then from here to here must also be 3. That bit's 2, so this last bit must be 1 millimeter, because 2 plus another 1 gives me the 3. Now I've got all my measurements, I can go ahead and work out the area. Just like we did last time, I'm going to split it into 2 separate pieces. We'll call this area 1 and area 2. And let's work them out separately. Area 1 equals this side times this side. Equals 9 millimeters squared. Don't forget the units. The units are millimeters, and because it's an area, I square it. Area 2 equals 1 millimeter times 1 millimeter. 1 times 1 is 1 millimeter squared. So the total area equals the 9 plus the 1 equals 10 millimeters squared.